Hello, hello, hello. Well, it has been a hot moment since I've actually recorded. I think it's been, I want to say like 3 weeks. So what you've been seeing on the Steampunk Journal is what I recorded quite a while ago because I kind of got this like idea in my head to start making book boxes. And yeah, it's kind of taken over. So they are a lot of fun, and I wanted to show you the very first one I made, and then I thought, you know what, you should really share the fun. And so next week I'm going to start recording some tutorials. Now, as flaky as I can be with my projects, I always finish them. I never don't finish. However, I also always keep my promises, and so I am on a time schedule before the retreat, and I have to finish up all these book boxes that I started, and so I will get back to finishing the steampunk. So my apologies. I actually already have everything done. I just have to get it in the journal, and we're gonna strengthen up that spine. So I'm ready to film it and finish it, but I got to finish all these little projects. If you're following me on Instagram or Facebook, then you have been seeing me post them. I'm telling you now, this has been such a challenge for me because you do have to be more exact with your measurements. But I really wanted to stretch myself. I didn't want to tell myself anymore that I couldn't do something that I could do. Now, again, no matter how hard I try, I just don't like things looking super neat. I just don't. And I have decided to just embrace the grunge girl heart that I have. I like everything to look like it's been buried, or, you know, it's like 1,000 years old. And so on the tutorial that I'll be doing, I'm going to do my very best to show you how you can make it look super, super neat, or you can grunge it like I tend to do. And I'm also, the first tutorial I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do it where the supplies are all supplies that you guys would have laying around, okay? I'm also then going to, once we finish that one, show you the different ways to do them, because there's a million different ways to make these boxes. They're a lot of fun. They are time consuming, but they're a perfect project for me in that I always like to have 2 or 3 things going at once, and they do require a lot of dry time. So I'm just going to pre-warn you now. So the first one that I'll go ahead and start doing with you guys, you'll just need like a bigger Amazon box. You will need some kind of glue, be it your hot glue gun, any glue will really work. I have been using this wood glue because I kind of burn myself on my hot glue gun because I'm on like this new medication, and so it makes me shaky, gives me dry mouth. It's just kind of awful. But so I don't like the glue gun. I'm not sure which way I'm going to show you because the glue gun goes faster than this setting up, okay? But so you'll need some kind of glue. You'll need cardboard for sure. And then if you want to do images, you can do images. I haven't decided if we'll even do that because maybe somebody doesn't have images. I'm also down the road. I'm going to do it this week on my own because I like to try things before I film them. Is I'm going to try a recipe of making homemade cold pressed clay. So it's like a porcelain clay because not everybody has clay at their house like I do. I also, my personal preference on these books is using a wood putty. I've tried several other mediums, which I will show you, but my favorite is wood putty. It gives the look and the feel of what I actually like. Excuse me. So if you want to, it won't be on the first tutorial I do, but the other tutorials, you would need wood putty. But I'm going to show you all the different tricks and techniques that I have found. I've made different sizes. I've used laces and I've not used laces. So I'm going to try to take you along just to show you that whether you're just starting or you have been crafting for years and you have a gazillion supplies, Anybody can do it. You don't have to make it just like mine, but they're so much fun. Okay, excuse me. Sorry. So this was the very first one I made. So my goal was a couple things. I wanted to be able to use my friend Susie at Mary Not Martha on Etsy. I wanted to be able to use some of her embellishments. And I also wanted to be able to use some of Sheila's embellishments without it being just in journals. I wanted to show how you could use all of their laces and stuff in different ways. Excuse me. I'm telling you, this medicine is awful. Anyway, so that was the goal of starting these. I also wanted to use Lorna Taylor's new kits. So she has some beautiful new kits out. Now, that did not work, but my wonderful friend Cheryl showed on her Facebook that she was printing images on a fabric canvas that she could run through her printer. So I'm actually going to order that because these were the original images I was going to use, but it did not work. Just when you're trying to place it down, the paper didn't work right. I have a really inexpensive Epson Eco Tank, and so I'm going to have to order some canvas, and then we're going to try those images. So the very first one I did, and it was not, now that I've done, I don't know, I think I'm working on like my 9th or 10th book. This was not my favorite way to do it, but it did come out super cute. If you want me to show you this method, I will be happy to show you this method, okay? I made this with tea boxes. Now, I have a gazillion of these tea boxes because in my head, I really want to be a tea drinker. And I do drink like a lot of unsweetened iced tea, but I don't drink all this. So I have tons of these boxes. I have tons of these little goodie things, and they're all going to wind up just being thrown into a pot because I never drink it. I just don't. I have a beautiful little tea set up. I just don't drink it. Like, it's in my head to drink it, but I just don't do it. So this was made using one of these boxes. Basically, you just build the box up over it. It's pretty easy. You do have to be a little more exact on your measurements, but it does make a wonderful little book box. So that is how this is made. These are some images that I had ordered from Amazon, and I've had them since I started like 4 years ago because I didn't have a printer for the longest time. And then all of these embellishments that you see are from Susie over on Mary Not Martha. And what I did is once you get this built up using cardboard, because that's all this is cardboard, then I went ahead and I laid, let's see, I don't have that by me, but I had this big tablecloth of this material. So all I did was I took this material and then I glued it around the whole book, and then I painted over, I gessoed, then I painted over the whole book, and then I added all of these beautiful embellishments. And look how pretty it came. Let me try to zoom you all in. Let's see if 3 would be good enough. Yes. So this is what it looks like. Didn't that come out so cute? I just love it. Now, there's mistakes. Isn't that what's so wonderful about junk journaling, is that it's okay to have some mistakes? And honestly, that's kind of the look I'm going for. But it came out really cute. And for my first one, I'm really kind of excited about it. And so you can just see all the little goodies. And then peekaboo. Yes, there's more. So let me zoom you out again. Okay. So inside, what this is just a doily that I have because I have all of these vintage doilies and linens and all these things, and I really want to start using them up. And so that is what I did, is I just painted inside, And then I went ahead and I glued this little vintage doily that I had that somebody worked very hard. She even used the stiffener that my mom used to use, like with cornstarch. And so this is the little box that I posted. And so if you guys would like me to do the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and start filming next week, because today I have my grandson over. We've resumed sleepovers with grandbabies, so I will be pretty busy doing that. I might be able to film at least getting it cut out. And again, I'm going to try to do it with just products that are on hand. So let me know, because maybe y'all don't even want to see that, and this is just not your thing. Say, no, don't do it. But otherwise, let me know if you'd like to do it. Otherwise, I'll just go back to work on the steampunk journal, and we'll get that finished up, and we'll move on to the next journal. So I appreciate all your feedback. Please go over to Boho Daydreams. I always try to link that in my description box. So please go over there and join us, because I have all of these other ones started and going, and I believe it's, oh, let me think. I think it's this one that I am going to be doing Sheila's bling and using her trims. And if you're blessed enough to have some of Sheila's stuff, I want to show you another way that you can do it. Because I think that you should be able to use things in all different kinds of projects. I'm also realizing that mixed media is kind of my thing. I really like it. And so I am really starting to take the time to just really hone in on this craft to get better at it. These are my first few. So again, I have learned so much since I started these. They're definitely not perfect. I think I'm going to have to learn how to do magnets in some of them, but I'm going to take you along for the journey. So this is the one I'm going to go ahead and use. You will need, I would recommend getting gesso. You can use acrylic paint, but gesso, for some reason, just however it's made, I just think it works better for paint to hold onto it, especially when you're using, like this is completely covered with lace. And so it just seems to hold to the lace and the fabric. This is actually a vintage doily. So it just holds better. So I would recommend, before I start, just get some gesso if you don't have that. All of these little tabs that you see, I know a lot of people might not have like the little pearls, like this stuff. I did use these on, I think one of them, but I thought, you know what, everybody should have a glue gun. It's the more inexpensive way to do it. So I really did try to think of you guys when I started this project, so that I could bring you along and that you would have the supplies and when you wouldn't have to go out and spend money. So this one, I'm going to use Sheila's bling on. And then this one, remember how I showed you guys, if you had molds, how to do it with hot glue. So that is what I did on this one. Now I happen to have a lot of these, like, well, not a lot. I have a lot of the wood frames. And so I went ahead and used that. They're pretty inexpensive. You can generally find these at a Dollar Tree. I know you can find them at Hobby Lobby. The first one I'm going to do with you, though, we're just going to do with like cardboard cereal boxes. I would recommend for the book box itself to use like a heavier cardboard Amazon. But that is all this is just from the molds made with glue and some more lace. Then this one, because, you know, why not? I went ahead. Now you guys are just seeing the gesso part. The fun part of this, once you get to this stage, because there's so much drying time involved in these boxes, is when you get to start adding the color. So I have not added the color. This is when I use the actual pearls. I did not use the glue gun on those. And then again, I have a mold for these, but you don't have to do that. This one right here, this is just used using a thinner cardboard. Okay, and I want to show you guys that. And you can see why there's so much drying time, because when it dries, yeah, you can see. And this is actually covered with a crepe paper, which is my preference on some things. So again, I'm trying to just show you all the different ways. This one is like turning out to be one of my favorites. This one I used air dry clay on. I'm having a lot of fun of it. I will be very honest. My future ones, after I do a tutorial with you, I'm going to try the homemade recipe. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll have to see. But the vision I have for the upcoming book boxes is actually going to be not only to use Lorna's stuff on a fabric canvas, but I like the torn look of books that look like they've been torn back, where you can reveal stuff underneath. So that is kind of my goal, and that's what I'm practicing with. So this one was made, all I did was roll out the clay. I used a ruler to go in and make all these indentions. And then this is literally hot glue, because again, I do think of you all. I'm trying to think of what supplies would you guys have on hand. Okay. Now you could be really crafty. You can make this with just your own clay. Like you can shape them to be anything. Then this one, this is actually, because again, I was thinking of you guys, is actually covered with paper towel. Okay. I don't know if I love it. I think I will probably do that with you guys, just because it does give a fantastic structure, but it does bulk up the box a little bit, but I think that I can fix that too. So this one is actually going to be like a Mardi Gras one. It's going to be really cool. Again, I just cut up a vintage, I think it was a table runner, and that's all this is. And then this was also part of it. There is different ways to get the page look, but if you have a cardboard box and water, I will show you how you can do this without having anything else. If you don't even have cardboard boxes, again, when we go to the wood putty, I will show you how you can actually do the lines several different ways. Okay, so guys, let me know. Oh, this is the other one. This one I did, and this is actually my favorite, my favorite style. This is using the wood putty, and this sucker is durable. This is not going to fall apart. It's not going to break. I like this size even the best. I'm going to do one a little bit smaller than this to start off with you guys, just because I got smart and I made a template. Because exact measurements are very hard. My brain just doesn't click with math. It just doesn't. That being said, you can overcome anything if you stick with it. Then all I did was I took some cheap Walmart lace that I had, and this I literally just did using a glue gun. All the little dots are done with the glue gun, and again, this is all done with the glue. So I just wanted to show you, and then here we have this. This is actually done with some cardboard that I got on a roll, because I know I'm going to actually be making a lot of these, because I love to alter boxes, but I wanted to take it a step further where I could make boxes for all my journals, regardless of the size, and I could make it specifically to that journal. So this obviously is not finished. This took a lot of drying time because it does have the wood putty on it. It does take a lot of sanding and painting, but I will be honest, this is my favorite style. So the second tutorial I do, I will probably use the wood putty, because I got to go get some more. I've only found it in these little jars, and this literally, this size took almost an entire jar of it to use. So all of these goodies is just to go ahead and show you what my next series will be on. If you would rather I finish up the steampunk, then I will be behind on my videos, just because, like I said, if I make a promise, I got to keep it. So I have to finish these up, and then I could get back to recording. I probably will go ahead and record tutorials anyway, but if it's not something you're interested in, I don't want to waste your time. So let me know. And then guys, please remember, I'm getting new subscribers, and thank you, welcome. So remember to like, subscribe, and share, because our next Happy Mail will go out when I reach 650. So please make sure that you're doing that so I can get out some more Happy Mail. You can find me on Facebook at Jackie Black. Just shoot me your address and I will be so happy to add you to the Happy Mail list that I am sending out, because we're just going in increments of 50. And I have to have your address, and then I'm literally just going down the list. Okay, so, and I also wanted to let you know, my friend Susan, she is also doing a giveaway. She's doing it for her 1,000 subscriber. I'll try to remember to link her YouTube channel, because she's super close to her 1,000. And we want to get her there, guys, and she's doing a fabulous giveaway. So just remember, guys, that I appreciate you, and I hope this is something that you guys will enjoy doing with me. So comment and let me know what you guys think. I'm going to keep working on them. So if you're on my Facebook or in my groups, you will definitely see how these churn out. I'm just waiting for the paint for this, because, you know, I got tons of paint, but not the color I wanted. So thanks, guys. I truly appreciate you. Have a fabulous day, and I shall see you on the flip side.